Hi there and welcome to Play for Fun. You're watching the second part of the video series where I'm creating the Octagonal city. I hope you have fun watching me build and design this city, and if you do, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. Alright, let's get into the video. The first thing I want to do is to set up a garbage collection service for the city. I don't want to go overboard and build too many of them right now. I can always add more later if needed. Next, we will need to build some cemeteries and crematoriums for our deceased citizens. We will place them gradually as we go along. Other essential services like hospital, fire station and police station are our next priority. We will build one of each on the 4 sides of the map for now. And for the first residential area of the city, I will make a new section that only connects to one main road. This design model makes it much easier to manage traffic when the city gets very busy. After laying down the water pipes, now we have to run a temporary power line so that we can have some electricity for the time being. We will get rid of all these wires later on. Alright, it looks like we have enough juice for this section. Now I have to build an elementary school, a high school and a library so that I can start zoning. Education is important, kids. Stay in school. For the zoning method, I plan to make the smaller and inner streets residential and the outer and larger streets commercial and office. That way, the homes and apartments will be away from noisy roads. Nobody likes to hear honking cars when they're trying to sleep. I want to build some elder care and child health care facilities before I resume the game. And now, the first citizens have arrived in the city. Welcome, welcome, make yourselves at home. Don't mind the mess, we're still under construction. Alright, let's continue with zoning. For this section, I'm going to use all 3 zones: residential, commercial, and office. I plan to make this central area and around the skyscraper a very big park with roads on all 4 sides. I think it will look awesome. Nothing like some green space to brighten up the city. First, I have to make a path to reach the skyscraper for those who like to see our beautiful city from above. It's a great spot for taking selfies and impressing your friends. Well, after the park, now it's time to expand the residential areas. I will do this according to the main method that I mentioned before. You know, the one with the smaller and inner streets being residential and the outer and larger streets being commercial and office. Also, in this city, for most sections, I don't want the buildings to be too crowded and I leave a lot of empty space. That way, I can decorate and design those areas with trees later on and give the city a much better contrast. I think it will look much more beautiful that way. Don't you agree? Because of the huge size of the city and the many green spaces and parks that I have in mind for it, I need to have a very strong fire prevention and fire fighting system. I plan to use a lot of fire helicopters that are faster and more efficient and reduce the need for a fire station. But for them to work better, they need more access to the sea or lake, which I have a plan for and I'm going to take care of it. Stay tuned for that. Alright, I'm building the first university campus in the city. The game gives us 3 different options for this, and I want to use all 3 of them in this city and build 3 university campuses. It's a big city, and it has a lot of people anyway. They all deserve a chance to get a higher education. Alright, after building 2 out of 3 university campuses and adding several new neighborhoods to the city, now it's time for some entertainment. I'm going to build an amusement park over here. Of course, I will use some of these rides in other parks as well. But this area that I'm using now is for the amusement park. Let's make this city more lively and fun. Now it's time to execute the plan I told you I have for fire helicopters. I want to build 8 lakes inside the city, which will make the city much more attractive and provide water access for helicopters. Plus, who doesn't like a nice view of the lake? Well, it's time to finish the city parks, as well as planting trees and building small parks in the areas that are far from the main parks. I want to make this city as green and eco-friendly as possible. Trees are good for the environment and for the soul. Alright, now I plan to build an industrial area outside the city. I'm going to lay down a road that follows the overall layout of the city and doesn't get in the way of traffic. Then, To make sure the industrial zone has enough resources, I'm going to add 3 more specialized zones. One for oil drilling, one for mining, and one for farming. That way, all the raw materials for the factories in the industrial zone will come from within the city, and eventually, most of the goods that the shops in the city need will be made right here as well. Of course, I haven't forgotten about external connections, and I'm going to build a railroad to the industrial zone. Plus, there's also access to sea and air transportation. How cool is that? Well, that's it for this city. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This city still has a lot of room for improvement. Maybe I'll come back to it in a future episode and show you some more awesome stuff. I hope you had fun watching this series. Thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. If you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. See you in the next video.